Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Read it again, slower this time. Let the words sit in the room with you. I know why you clicked on this tonight. Maybe you're lying in a bed that feels too quiet. Maybe you've been waiting so long for an answer that you've stopped expecting one. Maybe you're exhausted in a way sleep doesn't fix, tired of holding a life together with hands that keep shaking. You may be doubting whether I actually see you, or whether I've simply moved on to someone else's prayers while yours sit unanswered on a shelf. I am not far from you right now. I am not distracted, and I have not forgotten your name. This verse was not written by someone who had an easy life. It was written by a man who knew hunger, hiding, betrayal, and war, and still called me his shepherd. Stay with me for the next few minutes. I want to show you what he actually meant, and what it means for you tonight. The word that carries this entire verse is shepherd. You've heard it 1,000 times in church, so it might have gone soft on you. A nice image, a stained glass picture, nothing more. But the man who wrote this word knew exactly what it cost. David wrote Psalm 23 before he was a king, before he was a warrior, before his name meant anything to anyone. He was a boy in the hill country outside Bethlehem, alone with sheep. Long nights, wolves, lions, according to his own account later in 1 Samuel 17. No backup, no one coming if things went wrong except him. So when David calls me his shepherd, he is not reaching for a pretty metaphor. He is describing the most demanding, most personal, most physically dangerous job he ever held, and placing me in that role toward him. A shepherd in the ancient Near East did not manage sheep from a distance. He slept where they slept. He walked the ground they walked. He knew which one limped, which one wandered, which one panicked at the sound of thunder. Kings in that world were sometimes called shepherds of their people. But David wasn't reaching for royal language first. He was reaching for the truest, closest thing he knew. Here is what that means for you tonight. When I call myself your shepherd, I am not describing a distant manager checking on you from far away. I am describing nearness. I know which part of you limps. I know what you're afraid of at 2 a.m. I know the specific weight you're carrying, not the general vague version of it, the actual one. You are not being managed from a distance. You are being watched over, up close, by someone who has never once looked away. Now look closer at the verse, because most people rush past the most important part of it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Notice the order. It does not say, I shall not want, therefore the Lord is my shepherd. It says the opposite. The shepherd comes first, the not wanting comes second, and it depends entirely on the first part being true. This is where the verse gets misread. Many people hear, I shall not want, and quietly translate it into, I will get everything I want. That is not what David wrote, and it is not what I promised. I shall not want means you will not lack what you need, because I am the one leading you, and I know what you need before you do. It is not a blank check, it is a relationship. The provision is tied to the presence, not the other way around. This matters because you might be waiting for a sign of blessing before you're willing to trust that I'm near. You want proof first, then belief. But this verse asks for the reverse order, the same order David wrote it in. The shepherd is already mine to claim. The not wanting flows out of that, not before it. I'm not asking you to earn nearness by getting your life in order first. I'm not asking you to prove you deserve a shepherd before I'll act like one. The verse never says, I shall not want, therefore the Lord is my shepherd. It says, because I am your shepherd, you will lack nothing you truly need. You don't have to qualify for this. You already have me. What's left is trusting that the presence you have is enough to secure the provision you're asking for. David likely wrote this psalm after everything. After the caves he hid in running from Saul, after the wars, after the throne, after the years of not knowing if he'd survive the week. Some scholars believe he wrote it, recalling those exact wilderness years, looking back at a season with no comfort in sight, and naming what carried him through it. that matters, because it means this verse was not written from comfort. It was written from memory of the mess, or possibly still inside it. Here's the lie I want to dismantle for you tonight. The idea that I only show up as shepherd once you've gotten your life together, that the green pastures come after you've proven yourself, that you have to fix the wandering, the fear, the mistakes, before you're allowed to call me near. Sheep never earn a shepherd. That's the entire point of the metaphor. A sheep doesn't qualify for care by being well behaved. It receives care because the shepherd chose it, not because it deserved it. If sheep could provide for themselves, they wouldn't need a shepherd at all. You are not disqualified by your mess. You are, if anything, the exact kind of person this verse was written for: someone in the wilderness, someone unsure, someone who needs leading because they cannot find the way alone. This is your sign that you don't have to wait until you're ready for me to be near you. I am your shepherd now, in the middle of what you haven't solved yet, not after. The timing you're afraid you missed does not exist. There was no earlier moment when I was closer than I am tonight. This promise was never on layaway, waiting for you to finish paying it off. It's yours now, mid-mess, exactly where you are. Here is what I want you to actually do. Not just feel, do. Say the verse out loud tonight, even quietly, even just once. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Not as a recitation, as a claim. Put your own name in front of it if you need to hear it land. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This is not superstition. It's the same practice David used, naming what is true out loud until it settles somewhere deeper than your circumstances. Read what I said of myself in John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. David wrote about a shepherd who protects sheep from danger. I told you plainly that I would go further than protection. I would give my life for the ones I lead. The shepherd language in Psalm 23 was never abstract. It was pointing toward exactly what I was willing to do. Notice what comes right after I shall not want, in the very next verse. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Not, he makes me run harder. Not, he makes me prove something first. He makes you lie down. Rest is not a reward you earn after the leading. Rest is often where the leading starts. So tonight, do this. Name me as your shepherd out loud. Then let yourself rest, even in the unfinished parts of your life, even without a resolution to the thing keeping you up. Not resignation, trust. The kind of stillness a sheep has, not because the field is free of danger, but because it knows who's watching over it. You don't need to fix everything before you lie down tonight. You need to know who is watching while you sleep. Most people stop at verse 1. They quote it on a coffee mug and move on. But the psalm doesn't stop there, and neither should you. Keep reading, and you'll hit verse 4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Notice, the shepherd does not promise a life with no valley. He promises presence inside it. I shall not want was never a promise that trouble disappears. It was a promise that you would not walk through trouble alone or unprovided for. Then verse 5. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, not after the enemies leave, in their presence. The provision doesn't wait for the danger to clear first. And the psalm ends, verse 6, with this. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Not some days, all the days, including tonight, including the hard one you're in right now. This is the part most people miss. Psalm 23 verse 1 is not a standalone comfort. It's the headline of a promise that walks straight through valleys, straight past enemies, and never once requires the mess to be over first. What you read as verse 1 tonight is the doorway into a psalm that was built for exactly where you are. Let's return to where we started. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Here's what I'm asking of you before you close this video. Say it once more. out loud, in your own room, in your own voice. Let it be the last thing you say before you turn off the light tonight, not as a wish, but as a claim on what is already true. You do not have to fix your life before you rest tonight. You do not have to earn what I already gave you the moment I called you mine. I am your shepherd. I have been watching the whole time.